Hey Internet, this is Gunter with MiniMishaps Games, and today I am going to help you pick out your next terrain project. Okay, it is Terrain and Treasure Tuesday, and normally I would have a piece of terrain ready to show off or a piece of treasure at the end of the video. Today's a little different because this is Monday, the day before Tuesday that I'm filming this. The first project that I chose for Groundhog Day, which is tomorrow, was going to be that I was going to make some groundhog burrows, and how I was going to do that is I was going to use chemistry and a chemical reaction to put bubbles into plastic, large like soap bubbles, and when that hardened it would be you could poke holes in it and carve it out or make a honeycomb or have sort of a alien moonscape landscape there, which could be used for all kinds of different things. Well, what happened in this case is I got out my plastic and I got out the pigment, which last time caused the chemical reaction, and I wasn't able to recreate the experiment from 10 years ago maybe. So I have one little base that I'll show you that is the moonscape the correct way, but I basically just ended up with 3 very nice purple discs that aren't really any other any other function. So they're going to be bases. They'll get thrown in the pile of oops plastic, but they're not really terrain. They're not really a helpful piece. So I figured that I would, instead of letting you guys down or missing a video or worrying or freaking out about it, I would take you through my terrain project process. So the first thing that you're going to do is you're going to go through all of the bits of terrain that you already have. So if you need to have a deadline and at the last minute you decide you're going to change the project, there's always painting, and you can always paint up an extra bookcase or a couple of barrels or a treasure box. But you look at that, and most of you, if you have ever painted a barrel or a treasure chest, have already painted a barrel or a treasure chest, and that doesn't feel like a creative, exciting project. Now, that's not to say that the people watching your videos won't appreciate a nice barrel or a nice treasure chest, but you really sometimes just want to make it be yours. And I've painted so many barrels and treasure chests. So you get through your pile and you take a mental snapshot of everything that you have in case something sets a flame under an idea later in the day. And then you move on to the next try, which is I said today was Groundhog Day, as you look for a theme from the present or pop culture. And if this was a character, if this was not a terrain or a treasure day, that would be very easy because it's Groundhog's Day. You just put a groundhog head on a person and make a anthropomorphic groundhog, and there you have your project. But it's Terrain and Treasure Day, so Groundhog's Day. Then it'll probably go over to the movie, time, the day repeating itself, time travel, and you go through pop culture and themes and things that people have done this day in history. If this was tomorrow, it would be the anniversary of the first time Samuel Clemens used Mark Twain, but that doesn't help us today. That helps us tomorrow, and maybe you'll get to hear that tidbit from me again tomorrow. Tomorrow for you guys, 2 days for me. But so you go through I'm not thinking of anything for Groundhog Day except for the actual burrow, which was what the original project was supposed to be. So I could still make a burrow, and it's really hard though without a cool kind of catch to be like, here's a hole in the ground that I made. That doesn't doesn't spark me today. So so you go through your first you're going through your pile of terrain you already have, then you're going through theme ideas for the day, for the calendar day, and then pop culture. And that brings us to the current part of this video, which is I'm gonna go out to the craft stores and the dollar stores, and I'm gonna see if anything inspires me to get to work here for a project for you guys tomorrow. So that is where we're headed now. Okay, so went in the Dollar Tree, found some fun stuff. I found a couple of terrain bits. One that's just basically a welcome sign, so I might be able to do something from that. And I found some things for other projects that I needed. Headphones and toy tank, which is going to be for another art challenge. And then so you're in these places and you kind of feel like you're looking for a sign. And there was a sign, and the sign said treasure chest, and I said, oh awesome, maybe I can use something from the treasure chest to use for Treasure Tuesday. So the treasure chest was on the little gumball machine at the exit. It was, instead of getting treasure, I got a little tiny unicorn figure, which is awesome, and yay tiny unicorn figures. Still not a treasure or a terrain. I still ended up with a creature. So still no luck. So at this point, if you're feeling frustrated and you want to give up on your project, just remember that it doesn't have to be a life-altering project every time. It can be something from your pile that you already have. It can be something that you make out of garbage that resembles terrain or treasure. And so we're gonna keep on looking. We're gonna go in probably one or two more places. So here we go. Should also mention that it's 100% okay. You don't have to go out to do this research. You can do the same kind of thing online, looking at other people's projects or shopping Amazon. There's your inspiration research can come from anywhere. Alright, I'm about to go into the Hobby Lobby, and I thought it'd be a good time if your project is like mine and it's a weekly theme. It doesn't have to be the same kind of video. So if this is normally a art time-lapse, or it's normally a how-to video that you do, you could do a review. I could just do a review of that signpost that I picked up from Dollar Tree. There are lots of different kinds of videos. You don't have to produce the same kind of content all the time. Another option is, for terrain, dioramas are big, long, arduous projects, but the documentation videos can be little, make one little piece of progress. So, like going through for me and picking out the parts that I want to be in the diorama that don't need any modification. And for me, the reason I didn't pick something like that for this video is that I have a couple of dioramas already in progress, and I also just recently did a couple of videos around Glasha's Pub, which is the the tavern diorama that I'm getting set up. So, but those are other options, but I'm going to go in and check out the Hobby Lobby. Alright, so I think I have had a couple of good ideas. I didn't find a whole lot in Hobby Lobby, but I usually only ever shop in their clearance section anyway, since I'm a extremely low budget crafter. So, but I did find these little guys on clearance, some little gems, and then this as well, which is damaged, which is broken. So that's always a good thing for cost. But it made me think that maybe I should do another diorama and have it be, because the other next place to look for inspiration is the people in your circles. If you're a YouTuber, the people that are watching and subscribed. If you have a Patreon, your Patreon supporters, like, pick their brains and see what kind of projects they want you to do. So I think that I've seen a lot of crafting folks do those kind of bookend dioramas, and the other two dioramas that I'm working on are just flat ones. So maybe crafting one in 3D in the side of a bookend would be a good idea for moving forward. So I think I'm going to plan that for another future video. I think we're going to go through my hoarder treasure stash of things that I could use for treasure and terrain, because I am seems like constantly moving, and there's still lots of stuff in boxes. So, but I've got some gems here that I could break down and glue to something, but we'll see on the next video what that can be. So today has been a brainstorming session. I would love to hear in the comments what kind of projects you want to see for terrain and treasure, but also what ideas you think I should try and do for bookend diorama, because I've got plenty of figures and plenty of little treasures. So yeah, so let me know that, and we'll see you guys on next terrain day. Hey Internet, this is Gunter. I've been here before. This is like Groundhog Day. I know exactly what to do with these awesome platforms. I am gonna make a bookend diorama of some sort of Cave of Wonders. And these are going to be platforms for people to stand on inside it. It's perfect. I have to get to Hobby Lobby and Dollar Store. Hey Internet, this is Gunter with MiniMishaps Games, and it's still Groundhog Day. And I just wanted to add that the moral of this whole process and of this video is that the thing you think is a mistake can be on purpose. You can turn it into something great. And also not to get discouraged if it feels like creativity isn't flowing, because anything that you have, anything that you find can be art, and it doesn't have to be your life's work every time. But my recommendation is that you still do it, and that you let yourself have little heart attacks about trying things and experimenting and putting question mark content out for people to see. So that's it, and thanks for joining me on this Groundhog Day, and hopefully I'll see you tomorrow on tomorrow. Thank you so much for watching my video, and if you like what you saw, go ahead and subscribe, and you can support us on Patreon or buy me a coffee, and we will see you for the next video. Thanks Internet.